Cool. We're live at Twitch. Twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman. We'll see if the signal goes up because really this isn't a Hameen Media show, even though it's the two of us, Stevie Richards, Hacker Hameen, having some technical difficulties over at russosbrand.com tonight. So we're trying to do the second hour here. Russo's Brand, he's losing. Bro, I unplugged the rotor. I did everything, bro, and the internet just isn't firing up. But who knows in the mountains or whatever's going on with summer storms, or as Google updates and tries to scrub the internet for Epstein and Clinton pictures, whose internet's going to stay in play here. But
we're sure doing that. Okay, here we go. I am broadcasting. We are live.
All right, sweet. So you guys, this is your Raw SmackDown part 2, hopefully, Russo's Brand. We just ended covering that brutal hour of Raw, ending with the Cedric Alexander. I'm no heat on him. He's given a spot and going to try and make the most of it. But just a complete insult to your intelligence of going into a pay-per-view. This is how we're going to end up with a payoff janitor gimmick of the heels trying to find a phony partner for Roman Reigns. And you know, just so third grade, dude. Real bad.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. If Russo didn't bring it up, I wouldn't even have known that it happened, to be honest with you. And that's why I had to bring up the SmackDown results, which just happened. We just got off SmackDown an hour and 11 minutes ago, and I already forgot the show. So we're spoiled by Vince going down the results. So I'm going to play the part of Vince Russo and do the results. So you want to go to SmackDown?
Yeah, man, we can hop over there. I'll actually set it off because I was kind of pumped. You know, Raw was so bad. I mean, set the bar again so low after last week. We talked about it earlier. Everybody marking out, Russo, Heyman took over, all that kind of shit. And we knew that it wasn't, and they couldn't even string together 2 shows or 2 weeks of shows of Raw where to follow it up that did anything. They buried Bobby Lashley and Braun and all that shit as we go into a pay-per-view. Buried Ray. It was just awful. But here, this opening segment, I was really down with. It's in a parking lot. It's action. You think Ziggler's going to just start bitching as he's getting interviewed. Owens rolls up, and he's the classic asshole Owens we kind of want from the indies. Fight breaks out in the parking lot. You know, here come the guys to separate it. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel and refs. Seemed real to some degree. And then Shane comes out, makes it a little less real to set it up, and kicks Owens out to make him more of the outlaw, which sets up to bring him back. Now, what I liked about this is my own personal stuff to get my shit over. You know, I'm an OVW guy, and when Spirit Squad was done, you know, Mondo and Ziggler came to me to try and help them with what was going to be next in their career. That was very cool of them. They helped put me on. And all those guys from Squad were awesome to me. Jeter, all of them. And Doan. And then here's Owens, who kind of had his problems with ROH and Cornette and all that shit. So he got made in 2CW during the time I was there. We were both getting made at the same time. So we got a lot of respect for each other, you know, as performers. And here's these 2 guys. And then thirdly, security runs in, and it's Nick Sullivan, who's been on a show with you, Stevie. You know, he's pretty green from UPW. He's been in the business a couple of years. He's a real athlete, Greco-Roman style wrestler, big kid, black kid who was in the security detail there, who could huck somebody around in a second. And he's really come to me for advice on how to get to this level, how to get booked. And he had a great match at Immortal, I heard, at the last show there. And I just like see all 3 kind of stages of my career in one segment on something that I felt like I would have written very similarly. I just wanted to say bravo to all those guys, but it gave me kind of a nice sense of psychological closure a little bit for something in my life tonight.
It definitely was the complete 180 of Raw. It started out pretty exciting. SmackDown started and finished on a pretty high level, pretty exciting level, and gave us that, once again, that false hope that we always get when there's one good show.
Yeah.
Like next week, I am dreading. I mean, Raw should be good since, like we said earlier, Paulie is only working every other week. That's the explanation
Well,
that we heard, though.
what I was gonna say though is people are so marking out for that, but what they don't realize is you're not even gonna see Paulie's work for a whole nother year because he might take over next year, but they've already got all next year written, so he's writing the year after that. So you're gonna have to wait a week and a year, 53 weeks, till you see Paulie's work really take hold.
Maybe you're gonna have to wait 83 weeks for Bischoff.
Yeah.
Well
done. Well done. Well done.
Did you? By the way, somebody sent me a thing. I think it was in your group, in your Hameen Media discussion group, talking about how, like, Bischoff was putting something over about Taker when he wore the cane mask and took it off at the end of the show, and saying how good it was. It was like a live reaction show to that Raw, but nobody put it over. That Russo wrote it, like like Conrad didn't even put it over.
They're so bitter.
Shocking, right?
Yeah, right. They want to get their shit in on them, dude. I just don't understand it. Their day of reckoning's coming. All these marks who got a shine off of guys who really did something in the business, and then they think they can fucking turn and be savage for no reason whatsoever because people call them by their first name now. I'm not down with that shit. That trend's going to end real soon.
Yeah. Well, I hope a trend that doesn't end real soon is the way this show flowed. Talking about the brawl in the parking lot. You're talking about the promo with Shane, which I thought, oh, we're coming down, and they're gonna go through the infomercial, telling you what's happening tonight, and here comes Kevin Owens, and it created a nice organic moment there, and Shane cutting the mic, he grabbed another mic. I mean, it was really like, I don't know how much that was all scripted or if they let them run with it and they just kind of played off of it.
They might be, but that's Owens as the instigating asshole who's in the moment, who can use what's going on in the crowd with the person and then saying truths. I mean, I like he's naming Apollo Crews, AOP, all these people Shane's taking their TV time, saying real things and saying what we say. It felt very much like, all right, they're listening to Russo saying exactly what we say. You empowered the people, and all we've seen is you on TV more and more and more, and that's not what the people want, obviously. So they're wasting these time on these promos to pop people for 1 week for time fill, and then they're calling them out on those moves that way. Now, that's a pipe bomb that's easy to throw to smart marks who know and listen to all the shows and all the shit. But are you really going to do something different going forward after you say that? Or are you just going to call out the move and it's going to be status quo as usual? That's an easy pipe bomb to throw to pop the sheets and the marks. But that don't mean anything's fucking changing next week, Jack. In fact, they'll probably double down just to show you who's really in control. So.
Well, that's the whole thing we say. And when people say we were rough on the show last week, and everybody thought, oh, Paulie came to save the show, and they didn't even know Bischoff's not even close. This isn't even Bischoff that did this one. So no. Bischoff's not even starting to well.
It's not Road Dogg. It's not Road Dogg either. I wonder who's really captain in the interim right now.
Not sure, but I will say that which promo did you like better? Did you like Kevin Owens' promo ringside, or did you like Nakamura's promo on his entrance?
That's tough.
On the full screen, I want to see what you say.
I gotta go Kevin Owens on that one. As much as I would love to get my funny racial slams in, to see Kevin Owens shine and get a little bit of that indie brilliance that really makes him who he is, where you can't talk about him being a body guy or not or whatever it is. Sure, we'd like to see him in better shape. But when you see him in a genuine state saying honest truths combined with how he sports entertains and is the character of who he is, that's when I like him the best, dude, because I'm drawn in because I'm like, that's a guy who can go into the moment very quickly, and that's a hard thing to do as a performer. Without it being contrived that we've seen like by Bailey or Nikki Cross or whoever, that's not in the moment. That's script. So when you see that, it draws you in and you're waiting on what the next word is for that moment. Like, what's he going to say that's controversial but true? And I'd love to see more of that. I'd also love to see more Nakamura promos. I'm not going to say I wouldn't.
Well, the thing with the Nakamura promo is my wife was watching it with me, and literally like what the, she's like, you know, she doesn't really curse much, but she's like, what the fuck did he say? And she goes, did he say he strikes fear?
I
And she
strike
laughed.
fear.
So you have a 5-foot woman laughing at this guy. And, you know, he's a legitimate guy with a legitimate background. They just need to protect these people. That promo did nothing for him, but going to the match, I really liked the match. I
Me too.
especially liked the way the finish was. I haven't seen a finish done like that maybe ever. And it was really, really good.
How
the
about-
way they did that.
So what we're talking about here, and when we say, Marks might hear this, oh, they tell a story in the ring, well, or because they heard some wrestler say that, but you don't really know what it is. Like we might say David and Goliath or whatever, but how you work a match and work an arm or body part is telling the story. Here they told a story of the match instead of telling a story on the guy's body part. The story was a count out match story, which you don't see a lot, especially just on a TV out of nowhere. And it was to show Nakamura being a vicious heel and keeping him on the outside to say, fuck a pin, I'm going to beat you by kicking your ass and leaving you out there. You're not going to answer the call. And when you tell that story the right way, which they did, it's pretty interesting and it makes a guy look vicious. And that's how you make a vicious heel, off of telling a story in the ring. But Marks don't know the true psychology of what that means.
Well, what this was with the count out, you hear he's going to win the match by count out, you automatically think of some pussy champion or somebody trying to keep their belt or doing whatever. He was trying to just, I'm not quite sure about it. I just know him doing that and Finn Balor rolling back into the ring at 9.5, and the people coming up on that, and then just out of nowhere hitting the knee for a pin. Because I thought, and that's where they swerved me.
Yeah.
You know, he kept rolling in and kept rolling in. I was like, are they just going to, like, you know, job Nakamura after all this? Because I'm starting to kind of feel this. And they didn't do it, which is good. But what they have done, how much more would that have meant if Nakamura was on TV all this time, even losing matches and telling a story and going back? He was the main event of WrestleMania. Now look where he's at. They just kind of like glossed over in a Finn Balor promo and commentary.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to follow up with next week? That's what we always ask. Now what? You got my interest at least with this. What are you going to do next week to keep it or peak it even more?
I like that.
Nothing.
I
bet
nothing. If he's even on TV next week.
True.
Because he doesn't have anything on the pay-per-view, right? So if he doesn't run in, then what is he going to do? New business?
Well, who's Balor fighting? It's a pay-per-view. Maybe it is Nakamura again, but they never promoted it.
Maybe pre-show, but like that should be the thing, I think, going forward, his frustration, because you can tell other finishes out of that because they swerved it, did the quick Kinshasa, I can never say it, fucking knee gimmick, and boom, after telling the other story. So that it was a great swerve. But maybe he starts laying guys out that way and leaving them for a 10 count and saying you can't answer the call, you're not worthy of being pinned, da-da-da-da. You know, there's a lot of different ways you could go out of the match that way. So it's just a guy even staying in to get pinned is almost better than getting counted out, you know, and make him really vicious and outside of the ring type of stuff. I like it.
Oh, that's the thing. I was like, why aren't these fucking commentators saying that Finn Balor keeps the title if he's counted out? Well, but it's not a title match. He'll keep the title either way, but just take the count out.
Right.
But he kept rolling back in. So commentary kind of missed that. And I'm over the fact that this guy's the first time on TV in how long as champion, but he's not defending the title. I don't understand that. Just give him a local. If you're going to do that, give him a local.
Right. Sure.
Here comes another. I wish Vince was here for this. Here comes another Bailey segment.
Oh yeah. Bro, my Rota is out. I can't get my Rota plugged in. You and Stevie take care of it.
His rotor.
Yeah, that is
rotor on the way.
His router.
So, let's head to this. You know, we're giving everybody Master Sheet there, so don't worry. This whole thing with the Nikki Cross, with the Bailey, two terrible promos, terrible angle, terrible predictable finish with the Mean Girls thing, as you call it, right?
Yeah, I might need you.
This is just This is what gives Vince Russo credibility when he talks about the bubble.
I might need you to just make sure I'm switched here for the Dogs of War, because this is about what SmackDown did to him right here.
Yeah, I got a full screen of it right now.
He's
that's going to be the new promo for the brand right there.
He's done. He is done.
Did he take a few somas during the show?
I think so,
fuck,
dude.
Man.
He's like, I can't take any more wrestling, Pop.
Odin doesn't even come in the room anymore. My cat doesn't even want to be in the same room as the show. Okay,
shit.
so now we have the whole thing with Bailey and Nikki Cross. I swear to God, man, this thing happened like an hour and a half ago, and I've already forgotten. Do you?
Well, here's yeah. Well, you know, I'm trying to look. I'm just thinking, why does she have no makeup on still? What's the rib? I don't get it. Bailey's over made up, and Bailey's trying to lay out all this predicated plot. Alexa's using you. What are you going to do when she loses in the triple threat and you're the one to blame? And then Nikki doesn't know.
You missed a page flip break in the paragraph.
Oh, yeah. In the middle. And really, all I want is somebody to come out to be a baby face for me. And before they say anything, they just flip over the table and go, let's get this out of the way right now. Like, you know, the table's going. This time there was no table flip. It's just bad. Like, Bailey to me is one of those performers now that is the quintessential NXT factory cookie cutter, what they wanted to make. And what they made, what they could have had, they had a ball of clay that they could have formed into something incredible. Instead, they did to a C+ performer who they know will read something off the page of a script, who might have gotten over for a little while with this one, who gets over in her entrance. But anything beyond that, there's nothing that you can really rely on. Like, yeah, she nailed it. They're just giving her all these pages of shit that's coming right out of Vince's mind and mouth, and it doesn't play for a 20-something-year-old girl.
Yeah, like doing someone's bidding.
Yeah, you're doing her bidding. Yeah, I'll do her bedding. You're gonna do your bedding? Well, I got some laundry too if you want to do that too.
It's a women's revolution. You can't say things like that. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. All three of the female brand subscribers will cancel their membership.
I did have an idea.
Do we have female subscribers, by the way? Vince never mentions that.
I don't know if they do or not. There's Hameen Media female members for sure.
Do you flex your bicep? You want to screenshot that? I'll screenshot your bicep flex for them. We can put that there. Let me get this here.
Stevie Richards Fitness. I got it. Feeling good on camera today, bud. You made me
screenshot it. Good.
Made me feel good.
Facebook. That'll be the group message profile photo right there. All right. So now we got the. You thought the G20 summit was something. What about the tag team title summit for the Street Bros?
Oh shit! Well, let's.
I wish there was a fucking cabal behind this one, but no. This is exactly what we're gonna get. Heavy machinery. Obviously, Daniel Bryan can cut a hell of a promo. Rowan has found the gym bag and the lack of sleep.
He is on the 1 hours. I think he's on 45 minutes sleep. There's a lot of guys. Dude, there's a lot of guys in the last 6 weeks who got big foreheads, big arms, and thin midsections who were not like that before getting ready for SummerSlam, dude.
They can't even do their business right and do it before WrestleMania. They're doing it before Extreme Rules.
Well, or before the next Saudi show, maybe, I guess. Saudi's around. We're like, we don't want these fucking guys out of shape. You better get them on some gas.
I can't wait for
Saudi's
Undertaker and Sting. I was going to ask Vince about that.
Yeah, Saudi's got plenty of gas to give, so it'll be all good.
So, Tag Team Summit. This is going to be, everybody gets their turn to talk in this one and do their deal. Heavy Machinery is going to get exposed as the same factory things like Bailey. It's going to get played out. Otis has a lot of charisma. Tucker does too. But they're going to say the same cliche blue collar bullshit.
That shit makes no sense. Blue collar solid. This is them trying to feed their audience some bullshit where, do you think the McMahons know about blue collar? Do you think they fucking know what they want? They want their own getter done, right? They want a Larry the Cable Guy thing they can print money with, right? Austin 316, whatever. Blue collar solid ain't it. And the fact that they're out of touch and not even doing it, do you know what the new redneck thing is? It's not even new.
No, what is that?
Well, Get Her Done, right? Get Her Done. I hate that shit. Like,
I know that, and actually Otis kind of looks like Larry the Cable Guy, so they
sure,
might have been able to
they
pull
should
that
have get
off
him.
on
They
his
should
own.
have got him over together. Why wouldn't you bring him in and get him over? But Send It is another one. Like guys I snowmobile with or four wheeler, like Send It, like they're gonna go up a hill or something like that. Like there's a couple. You just find a redneck thing like that, whatever's on the back of somebody's truck window, or it wouldn't take but 20 minutes of driving around here where we are to find that shit. But blue collar solid ain't it. And then his partner, where you've got a obvious Abbott and Costello straight man and the comedy guy to do big reactions. You got to give me that dude Tucker for 4 weeks, dude. I can break him of all those page turn habits, whether they're giving him something that's shit. Let him keep 80% of it and put 20% of himself in, so he's not going to get bitched out when he goes to the back. It's going to be more believable. It's going to take out the predication, the plot bullshit, because he does have good delivery. He just really needs somebody to fine tune him. And why wait a year for him to get it on the road when a 4-week mini camp would really take that guy to where he'd be an A+ performer already? So
You know who he sounds like? His promos, his inflections, his tone sound exactly like Big Cass when he was cutting his heel promos.
Yep.
Exactly.
I could have
almost
done
the same look.
Yeah. I could have done the same thing for Cass too. I still could, but not that it matters much anymore. But that's something where after this show, I'll be like, all right, dude, you're doing what we want you to do, but let's take a look at this and really look at how we need to get, if you're reading scripted stuff, get past it to make it feel organic and real, like it's really yours. And I'm cool with you changing a line here or there to make it seem more of this, and I want your input, but it doesn't seem like any of that's getting done. Daniel Bryan shitting on people, but I watched that New Day entrance, and they had all little kids, and then New Day gets in the ring, and they cut back. Or no, the New Day's coming down the ramp. Here comes a retard with sleeves off, big beard. So I can't hate him there. But dude, getting the cereal dump in his face, and Big E and Woods are like looking at him like, you Mark. And then they go down, and here's another Mark with nerdy glasses with a rainbow thing on his face next to his girlfriend, some 30-year-old, maybe it was his sister, who knows, wanting to get hit in the face with pancakes. And you just see him look at him, and then they just keep walking, dude. Like, imagine Big E and them having to deal with those dudes all the time.
You think he got smartened up by you?
I think so, dude.
Twitter?
I think that video, thanks to Durbin and Russo brand, across all platforms, got about 12 to 14,000 views. So I'm sure it's something got stooged back because
they got it. They had to have been tagged on that one or both or all three of them.
Yeah,
they know, man. But it's whoever's buying is buying. All right, so the match. Between three of these guys. I liked the match a lot. I thought it was really good. I liked Otis going over. That was good. I even liked the fact that the way they did the outside stuff with the three guys on the outside was interesting, and making them go to the back. Thank God they didn't do the same thing. They did this twice before, where Rowan got wiped out, but they sent the other two guys to the back. Remember? But he was still out there.
Right.
He went to the back this time.
Yeah, so that was good. I liked everything there. The time to get Rowan over. He's like, look it, I'm using the Killer Kowalski claw now. I like that. That's just an easy, simple move and believable from a monster like him. And then those guys said, fuck that, and they put him over the table. And then it looks like they're going to square off, but they still stay baby, even though they're like two big bulls about to go at it here. And that's what it felt like. Like, that was like, good. The commentary added to the scene there, which is something they usually don't do. And everything just felt like it was in line and how it should be. The action in the ring was right. The two smaller guys put over the big dude with the double suplex. I thought that was pretty good. And then even Woods, who may have found Rowan's gym bag, does the gorilla press on and shows his strength. So there was a lot of good moments for everybody there.
He lifted Daniel Bryan higher than Seth Rollins lifted Becky.
Well, what are you gonna do? So that there was a lot of good in this match, and I'm gonna say, man, I'd like to work with him on character personally. I could take him to the next level. I feel so good, Vince, so good you. definitely doing the comedy stuff that you've got 100 bags in your tricks to give them and warp to their own way. I'm a mark for these guys, dude. I think there's money written on them, and there's guys, I'll tell you, when there's I don't think there is. And I've been wrong before of guys where I'm like, there's no money written on them. I don't know why they keep doing it that way, but these guys, I feel there is long term, and I wouldn't want to see them separated. I think they could be a legendary tag team, but I don't expect people to take care of them. You know what I mean? Backstage, so. We'll see which way it goes, but I like this. And what was so fucked up, and I'm sure we'll get to it in Master Shoot, is this opening promo with the threesome and touching tips and this type of shit, dude.
Oh God.
I mean, I'll come back to it.
Well, here's another backstage promo with Ember Moon with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. That's another.
This is the money one.
The girls are really killing it lately, aren't they? I'm talking about the business.
What do you think, pal?
I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, pal. All right. This
he wakes up when wrestling's over.
Yeah, that's Bandit. That's not even Boz. We're just watching him, but he may join the Dogs of War here soon. This was my favorite part of both shows.
Tell me why.
Because as soon as they did, the very first shot was them. It's catering, so I'm already pumped for a Nia Jax run-in, but that wasn't happening. The very first shot is them close up on the hands, and they're both handling an orange. And when I was teaching in my fundamentals of media class, towards the end of the semester, I always teach symbolism and how to spot things symbolically. And one of the greatest pieces of symbolism in cinema is in The Godfather 1 and 2, oranges. And when you see an orange on a table or anything like that, someone is going to die very soon. And to see two oranges open up this scene where they make a match for next week, somebody may die in this women's match, Stevie. The symbology is there.
Oh, do you think they're fucking that smart?
Dude, this is where I go, that Notre Dame motherfucker got his shit in. He's had enough of me talking shit about him, about how he doesn't know how to write. He goes, you want high level? I'll write something high level. Let's see if Hameen fucking sees this symbolism. Don't think I didn't fucking catch the oranges right out of the gate, dude. As soon as I see that in any shot, all I think of is Godfather, and somebody's going to die.
Yeah, but usually that's an Iconics match that we think someone's going to die. So are they swerving us?
It could be swerve generator. Lesbian oranges death match. It's swerve.
Oh God, Vince is so much better at going down this list. I'm looking at the stuff. I'm reading it. I'm like, I don't even remember this happening, but I do remember the Aleister Black promo where the big payoff for that. Go ahead.
Before we go and to go back here to the tag match, did you notice? And I actually want to tweet this to his wife, Brie Bella, to make sure he sees it, because I don't think he follows social media that much. I want to send him that Joe Namath treatment link that you passed around, because I was watching him bump, and
his face bump where he grabbed his head was weird.
Yeah, and then he rolls out and he's covering his head, and then he goes into the barricade on the outside and he gets his hand up, which he should be doing, but I see now that he's taking extra precaution to protect his head, which is good, but he's also doing that because he's scared or something's going on. So there's a guy who would use a lot of homeopathic techniques, and I think that Joe Namath thing would be right up his alley. And we talked about that in the locker room about maybe WWE pioneering this type of thing and working with these companies. I'd like to send that to Brie, because I think she'll get on his ass about it.
He did the hyperbaric chamber. That was the whole thing. Remember we talked about that a while ago. Because our argument was whatever treatment that Daniel Bryan had, why are you not giving it the past talents? Why are you not giving it the current talents? I'm sure he paid for that himself, but it should be part of what you need to have done. You know, these hyperbaric chambers or these dives, as they call it.
Sorry, hold on. They're about to fight.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, go lay down. She's got him blocked off. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to talk about this. So for people that are wondering what the Joe Namath thing is from Howard Stern, Joe Namath was on Howard Stern and he was talking. I wish I could bring the video up. I can actually bring it up on mine here. But he was talking about reversing the symptoms of CTE or some damage he had during his play in the NFL, and he used a hyperbaric chamber, and a session is called a dive. So he was saying after like 40 of those, he some of the spots went away, and then
Yeah.
after 80 more went away, and he said after 120 dives, everything went away, and like all the spots on the scan were gone. And I'm convinced that's what Daniel Bryan got. He slept in a hyperbaric chamber, from what I understand.
Yeah, I
And that's
mean,
supposed to.
just to see him bumping though and holding his head, and I looked at his eyes, and he just has this like new stone heel look to him, where his eyes are set back in, and it's like he doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's him working, and maybe I'm getting worked, but watching him hold his head on those bumps.
Yeah, but he's a heel. Why should he be working? Because you're giving him sympathy now. If you're watching that, you're like, man, there's something wrong. I feel bad about that guy.
Yeah, but it wasn't like he was working it like that. I was looking at it like after I saw him hold his head, I was like, let me look at his eyes and see how he looks on the cell. And it was just it was different. It was different, and I think I don't know. I think there's effects there, dude. He shouldn't be in the ring.
I wouldn't argue with you on that because it's the spine, the head, the neck,
Yeah.
the brain. It's just something that just doesn't get any better. It doesn't have a reset button. And when he came back remember we talked about it. I'm convinced maybe all that stuff he front loaded damage wise. Remember when he first came back as a babyface?
Yeah.
He was killing himself, having all these matches and everything, and landing on his head and doing belly to backs off the top rope and things like that. Maybe it's finally catching up to him once again, the cumulative effects of these bumps. But don't forget, flying, driving, sleeping in hotel rooms with a pillow that's not your own and your neck's all jacked. And dude, it's not a fun place to be. So yeah, I might do a video about the whole deal because I feel like they should, they should be talking about these types of treatments. I have it at the Performance Center. Like you said, go to Orlando, do some dives on your off days, and then go back on the road.
They got that big pillow ring and all that kind of stuff, but and they're wearing headgear, but it's too little too late for them. You got to talk about full treatment here, dude.
There's still, dude, you could have a fucking trampoline. You could have a crash pad. You can have a helmet. There's still the shock of just your body getting jarred. It's like football players. They wear helmets, pads, all this stuff and everything, but those guys still feel it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the difference?
I don't know. I saw the new OJ video today. I'm going to go try and silence these two.
It's got some getting even to do, huh?
Yeah.
All right, back to me. All right, so when he's doing that, I can't, there, I'm back. All right, so next, Aleister Black, his promo where he finally gets to fight somebody at Extreme Rules, and that person's not there. But then the person does show up on camera, and Ben's not here because he's not on camera. And it turns out to be Cesaro. So now they are going to fight at Extreme Rules. Black says, this is oh so very good, Mr. Cesaro, because this Sunday he is going to fight. Black gets up and walks away as Cesaro puts his mouthpiece back in. Where is Ben?
It ain't one thing, it's a motherfucking another. Word to my granny and my daddy and my mother.
Hey,
holy shit.
Hey, what about the fact that they tried to swerve you after promoting the fact that the person that's going to fight Aleister Black Sunday is going to show up, and then they said he's not going to show up, and then he does show up.
And he shows
Cesaro.
I thought it was going to be Declan. I thought he was the one that they'd pay it off. I was really hopeful, and he sat in there. It'll be a good match for the purists who want to see crazy spots and technical stuff. Those guys are going to deliver. I think it may be the match that steals the show. Hopefully it can. And I don't know. To me, this feels like, do you watch Deadwood? Have you ever watched Deadwood? No. So they do a lot of iambic pentameter, Shakespeare style writing in the Old West style. They originally wanted to be in Rome, but the series Rome was being made, so they switched it to Deadwood and kind of kept the same characters here nor there. The way they were interacting with each other with this very slow dialogue, like I'll meet you at noon to have a duel, my good sir. Like, you answered the call to my fight, and you sat in the chair, and now I will fight thee. Like, it's just, that's exactly what they're trying to do with it. It kind of popped me and kind of didn't. You have picked a fight with me, sir. Like, he's going to slap him with a white glove across the face.
Yeah, but those things are shot in cinematic shots of scenes. Like, Jimmy,
Right.
This is like total nonstop deletion type production, right? You don't do it on a ESPN fucking UFC split screen.
No, definitely not. Definitely not that way, where they're both lit to look demonic. Like, Cesaro comes in and sits down in his own little emo booth.
Suit, he's demonic.
Emo booth, and he's got his mouthpiece in and takes it out, and you get to see his teeth after he fucked them all up from putting his face in the buckle that one time. Like, the guy just rolls around with a mouthpiece in while he's wearing a suit. This is the bubble, dude. Here's the guy's wearing a Calvin Klein suit, dude, brand new, probably $800 suit, and he's rolling around. He's got to show you where it says, I think it says I'm bad on his mouthpiece, because I wouldn't have known that unless you showed me your mouthpiece.
I didn't see that. So I'll tell you my prediction for this.
Yeah,
the Bar 2.0.
Oh.
Dude, they're gonna fight a million times, and then they're gonna team up, and then you got this for the next 2 years. Do you doubt it?
Black Bar.
That's, dude. you joke about that, but I bet you Black Bar or Bet on Black.
Yeah.
So
they'll actually open a casino together, Cesaro's Palace.
Yeah. Trying to think of some Swiss Black, Swiss watches.
I like that.
Swiss Black. Yeah.
It's going to be bad, dude. Like, the matches will be dope, no doubt about it. But what stakes these guys have, aside from him wanting a spotlight, and good sir, you've picked a fight you don't want. Okay. All right, dude. How about shut up? You're both on WWE roster. Guess what? You're a badass martial artist. You're a badass freestyle wrestler. Let's see what happens when you two link it up. That's all wrestling needs to be. Some Jack Tunney shit. Everybody's paid. Who's the best wrestler, dog? I don't need a emo come to my Transylvania castle and so I can come out of the fucking gimmick, dude. It's bullshit.
I'm glad we got these vignettes after he was on the roster for like 8 months.
Finally.
They're moving quicker with it. All right, let's get through the last match. Talk about, I don't know what else I have here. Oh, no, we can't. Fuck. Shelton Benjamin. I don't understand. Is he going to be the third member of Black Bar?
He could be. He could be. He's actually going to be Kurt.
What the fuck is this, man?
He's going to be Kurt Angle's other son. Yeah, dude, this is nothing but meme fodder. This is the new shit, right? Where the Iconics know it, Big E knows it, and now they've monetized it into a character of Shelton Benjamin where they don't think he can talk or get over. So they're just going to give him 10 seconds so the internet can get him over by putting in the Simpsons clip or whatever they put in behind it last week.
Oh, that was the best, Skinner.
Yeah.
If I serve fast food instead of home cooked food, no one will be the line, and then looking back and forth. That was actually better than the promo.
Yeah.
The Skinner thing.
That's what they're going to do, is make him a viral sensation. But where does that lead? Who's he going to have heat with? Where do you go with
Sheldon.
it? Yeah.
Poor us for being up this late.
Yeah, man.
That's what I say. All right, main event time. Roman Reigns versus Dolph Ziggler. Once again, I feel like matches like this are wasted. I feel like Dolph Ziggler is already stale. Matches are amazing, but it's way too late to do what they should have done with him years ago and kept him there. They've stopped and started him so much that all we're doing is watching these great matches and watching him try to kill it. And we're saying, okay, how long until you take the push away? How long until you go away again? Aren't people conditioned like that with him?
Yeah.
By now?
Yeah, it's going to be that much harder to get him over, but at the same time, he knows he is that good, and he can have an unbelievable match with anybody, dude. And nothing on and off can stop that unless he decides to have a shitty match on purpose, I guess, which I don't see him doing it. To me, he is the modern era Mr. Perfect. Even though Perfect may go down as a bigger legend, Mr. Perfect never got to that top payoff spot, top guy. But you would watch Hogan versus Bundy and for the umpteenth time and it'd be uninspired. And then you would watch a Perfect match and you'd be like, wow, blown away. I feel the same way kind of about him when I watch him work. But I don't know if he'll ever be able to get to that ultimate over level just because of how they didn't pull the trigger on him the right way. And he could have been the next Shawn. He could have been the next Shawn Michaels, I think, dude. But just too many things in his path, from John Cena to Randy Orton to a laundry list of Triple H matches. So
yeah, they had a long time ago, in my opinion. They had to get rid of that awful music too. It just doesn't suit who he is.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty. They had him up there with Vicky Guerrero, even though it was like the Boy Toy Cougar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was probably the window, whatever they were gonna do in that time. But since then, it's just been. And I, for him, I think whatever. I'm hired by WWE. I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'm just gonna wait this out and do what I want to do, comedy wise or whatever it is I'm doing.
Yeah, the finish of this was really good. Like I said, the book ended the beginning and the end of SmackDown. I think were really strong. The one thing that I don't understand with this whole thing is why they're acting like Ziggler and Drew McIntyre weren't together for a time, weren't a team. They're acting like total strangers.
Perfect strangers. Yeah, dude. And Ziggler on the outside should be throwing ribs and barbs at him too, of like, if anybody's being a bitch right now, it's him for Shane, right? Like, say that kind of stuff, because you're not showing McIntyre like getting to where he needs to be by being Shane's muscle. He should be getting something out of it a lot more than what he is. So there's an opportunity to instigate heel versus heel there, and they're not taking that either. And then Shane on commentary is brutal, bro.
This reminded me when he used to do Sunday Night Heat before it was Stevie Night Heat, and he used to say, "That's my pops. That's my pops." Remember? It's awful, man.
That's my pops.
Don't let him. I mean, him backstage and him cutting promos in his own. I don't know, man. I will say this: what I like too, man. There's something that reminded me of the Attitude Era at the end of the show. It wasn't just the Owens thing running in or whatever, but it was just like the cliffhanger of not knowing if you were going to see the finish of the match, because they started putting a graphic up just at the finish. And I like that, because we got to go instead of letting them hit the beauty shot for 45 seconds to a minute. And they're just waiting till they're off the air. They had to go.
Why even demask? Why even demask gimmick last night? Let them get the pin in the mask. And then you bring out the old guy janitor next week and make people think it was really him in the match. You just keep doing the swap out that way.
Well, why don't you have Cedric Alexander come out like they were talking about it? Like, you're going to give another 6 days.
Yeah.
Is he going to be at the pay-per-view? He should be. Now, what I thought it was going to be was Taker, Roman Reigns, Cedric Alexander, and then you throw Elias in there and make it a 6-man, which could still happen.
That's just scary to like a thrown together 6-man where you've got Undertaker and Cedric Alexander in the same match, and you're trying to justify it. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? There is no fixing that shit, dude.
But why Cedric? That's what I mean. They didn't even ask that. Like, why did he do that?
Because he's black, dude. He's black.
Well, then that would have been great during commentary. That would have been very interesting. He's black. South African in Lethal Weapon.
They needed to use him because he was the same. He was the same skin tone as the guy in the back. That was it. Dude, you know what? You could have just gave it to Sheldon. I mean, Sheldon's the same height as that guy. There's always next week.
Oh my God. Good Lord. Oh, by the way, the people, I was looking at the results here, and people in the comments are putting over Rambling Rabbit hiding behind Bailey on her way to the ring. And I say this: who gives a fuck at this point? You kept this guy off TV after he got so over with it, and now you're throwing Easter eggs of the Now you're throwing high level shit to wrestling fans that are supposed to notice. We didn't know. I didn't notice the rabbit. Did you?
No, I never saw it. I was too focused on the oranges and the lesbians.
Well, the rabbit should have been behind them then.
That was it.
But what does that mean? What kind of
That
what kind
means
of symbolism?
that means Bailey is the first feud for Bray Wyatt. It's going to be an awesome feud.
Oh, I can only hope so. You, Bray Wyatt, I am going to, page turn, beat you.
In the
I will not let you do my bidding.
Firefly Funhouse. This is your line.
Yeah.
In the Firefly Funhouse.
I can't say Firefly Funhouse.
I can't say
it.
Kinshasa.
I'm making fun of her.
Yeah.
All right. Let me say, I can't take the glasses off to talk to hands like Russo. Going to do Master Shoot Theater. Here's what we got.
All right.
I know you guys I miss Russo. It was painful to read that list of the results. I don't know why. I hated it. I really hated it a lot. So here we go. Vince, number one, is going to now start putting he just saw The Godfather, so he's going to start putting some symbolism after all the, his new hot movie, The Godfather.
Yeah.
He just saw it. Also, Vince wants to, find, oh God, I forgot. See, I had to write the list. Usually when Vince is doing it, I had it. Jesus Christ. We're dying out here. Fucking dying.
Yeah, it was something we were talking about earlier. You said that could be, I think I've got our master shoot.
Oh God. I usually have it. As we go on, as Vince does that, the wheels are turning, but I'm multitasking now. Plus it's about a half hour later than usual.
Yeah, we've had
a
lot of ups and downs tonight with dogs and disconnects, so we appreciate you guys sticking with us here.
Yeah.
I do whatever you want, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying my best. I actually Canyon Seaman actually got back to me about the scholarship thing. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff, dude.
Throw a scholarship in the middle of a bunch of the boys and make them fight over it. So I'll figure that whole deal out. Oh man, I forget. Oh, how about this? Vince is going to have this great idea for the writer. Not only is he going to start helping Bailey out with her promos to make them better, but also he has the idea of these two hot young properties getting together for the next Saudi Arabia show. These two hot young talents, The Undertaker and Sting.
Oh, yeah, I'm with it, dude.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
We'll just go from there. And action.
Yeah, all right. Holy shit, was about 95 degrees in here? I don't even wear underwear today, I don't think. We're just going to let them swing. And then we're gonna let them swing, get fluffed up here, and then maybe we'll put all of our tips in together there. They came for the tip, but they stayed for the shaft, pal. Yeah. And get the threesome joke in there. Maybe we'll even cut to the video clip of him and Brad Matt. Yeah, come on in, pal. Just finishing up, putting the finishing touches here on SmackDown.
Hey, boss, what
tips in, pal, tips
lesbians,
in. Yeah.
Lesbians, over and over again. What was that all about?
Yeah, that's something I'm working on here. We're going back to Fox real soon, and they want us to spice it up. So I brought back the man himself, Eazy-E. So we're gonna do HLAEM. That's Elimination Chamber hot lesbian action. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna put 6 lesbians in the Elimination Chamber, and one by one, we're gonna open up the door, and we'll just see what happens.
I want to back it up just for a second, boss, because you remember, like last week, Eric and Paul needed your office. You do realize you're completely pantsless in the middle of catering right now.
Well, it feels good in here, pal. Feels real good. Naya, how you doing, baby? Looking good over there. Yeah. What's up? What do we have? Oh, look at that. Yeah. I think I got an idea there, pal.
Well, I got it. The catering people just handed me the bill, by the way. Speaking of Naya, just wanted to take a look at that.
Oh, let's see. Oh, wow. We still got Domino's as a sponsor. Can we got Domino's as a sponsor still. She can't be eating this many pizzas. We got to switch to fruit. We got to switch to fruit around here, pal. And I've just seen a red hot movie. Something I think we can incorporate that's going to really take us to the next level.
What's that?
Mario Puzo's The Godfather. Yeah, pal. It's all about a family that backstabs each other, that can't be trusted, that takes out other pieces of business and does whatever they want to stay ahead. Sound familiar, pal? Yeah.
Yeah, it actually does. I think I've been working for him for a few years. I want to say this: The Godfather. You're saying this was a brand new movie that just came out?
Brand new, pal. And there's oranges. There's all these oranges all over the place. And every time you see oranges in a scene, somebody's going to die. So I think this is a great way to put the death clause to work. We've had this death clause in our contract for years. And now we just put an orange. I put some other Easter eggs. I put that goddamn stupid Kevin Dunn rabbit in all these scenes behind there just to rib people. But now, if you want to get future endeavored, or maybe you'll have no future endeavors, if there's an orange in one of the scenes, that's when you know somebody's going soon, pal.
Speaking of which, I'm looking at the one piece of paper here, and we haven't had Bray Wyatt written down in the past few weeks. We have the rabbit. You want the rabbit up on the stage when Bailey's coming out, but what about the guy who actually did the Funhouse?
Couldn't get over. We tried to get him over, couldn't get over. Worms couldn't get him over. Cell phones couldn't get him over. Two big guys with him, the Twin Towers, couldn't get him over. Big Beards couldn't get him over. Had him try to pass the torch, couldn't get him over. So it's not my fault, pal. It's his fault. So we'll do what we want to do. Look at that goddamn rabbit, though. Kevin Dunn, he never saw that coming. That stupid son of a bitch. We're getting ready, though. We're getting ready for the next big Saudi show, and we got to get these girls in shape for the first ever women's Saudi match, pal. And
so the Saudis are letting them actually wrestle next time?
Well, I don't know if we can call it wrestling. See that one spot of the girls wrestling on Twitter this week? Holy shit, from WSU. We can probably sign those girls soon, too. But, the way I figure it, we'll call it a girls match. We'll just put them in one of those Jabibs or Habibers or whatever they call those, what do they call those, the beekeeper suits there. And we'll just put Cedric Alexander and Finn Balor in there, and we'll say it's a women's match. And they'll never know the difference. It'll be the first ever historic Saudi women's match with Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, but, okay, I want to write that down. But you also were talking about two hot young rookies that you want to put in the main event at Saudi. Do you really think it's a good idea to put two rookies in the main event at Saudi Arabia?
Well, it's not rookies per se. They're veterans, but it's the first time ever. The first time that anyone's going to see it. It's going to be better than WrestleMania. Yeah.
You're not doing this again.
Oh, yes. We're doing it again, pal. Again for the first time. Then, now, and forever.
Undertaker versus Goldberg again?
Yeah, oh, no. Even better than that, pal. A hot new young upstart from another movie I just saw called The Crow. You might have heard of this one, pal. Yeah. He's coming back, boys. And they may even want him. They ain't even want the original. They may even want Surfer Stinger. Yeah, pal, it's time to pass the torch. Finally, The Undertaker. I've had enough of him talking shit to me, thinking he can promo me in the ring. Get over on me. It's time for you to pass the torch, dead man, to this young hot property, the Stinger. Yeah, it's all about SummerSlam and Sting and Saudi, pal. All the S's you can get in.
Well, I don't understand this, though. You do understand that Sting was retired by Seth Rollins after he almost broke his neck with a buckle bomb. So he probably isn't going to be able to be medically cleared.
Why didn't he kick? Did he kick out of the buckle bomb or no?
No, he came out with a Superman punch, I think. No, that was Roman Reigns.
As long as he buried Rollins' shit before Rollins buries his own shit, that's all I care about, pal. Did you see that terrible Dirty Dancing lift? God damn.
Yeah, you want to do it again on TV tonight.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Let's switch spots, though. I want her to lift him up and show that she's really the man's man. Nobody puts Vincey in a corner, pal. Nobody. No, I've had the time of my life, and I never felt like this before, with no pants in catering. Yeah, let's go, SmackDown Live. Follow me. Where's No Way Jose? I'm going out in the goddamn Congo line tonight, pal. Yeah, pal.
God. Oh, I'm so fucking tired just from reading the results and reliving the 2 hours of SmackDown. Sorry about that. Sorry, everybody. When Vince laughs, it almost is like we're being reinforced that we're doing the right thing.
I think you would have popped for if I had the time of my life right there.
He would have. He would have popped for a few things. It's
Uh,
just it's weird without him.
yeah,
It's
man.
very
Well,
weird.
that's the way it goes sometimes. The way the cookie crumbles. Whether it's dealing with Skype or dealing with Google Hangouts, it's incredible that no software company has stepped up and just said this is the standard for podcasting, incorporated into Twitch, into YouTube, into whatever platform. And they all just suck. Unfortunately, we're at their mercy. So thanks for bearing with us in a two-part show as we try and get things pieced together here for Russo's brand, Hacker Hameen brand,
It's
Stevie Richards
amazing.
Fitness
Tout
brand.
and Tout was such a big platform that we thought they were going to break through.
Tout could have been the one, and they let us down too. So can't put your faith in any software, you guys. Only in Vince Russo, Stevie Richards, Hacker Hameen, and all of our prospective brands and side businesses. And man, we'll see which way things go, Stevie. I don't know, dude. Heading into Extreme Rules, we had no payoff, no setup. Babies got over on heels tonight. Nobody's got a ton of heat until the very end. I don't know what's coming, man. So it's late.
Sounds like a free month to me on the WWE network. That's all I got to say.
Every month is free for me.
My goodness. I wanted to take a fucking coffin bump after watching these shows.
Oh, shit. Well, I appreciate you putting me
in my car after this so I don't have to watch TV anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you at this point, dude. I'm going to revolutionize the business, live in my truck for the rest of the summer. After I make some dog jerky later tonight and do more of my Stevie Richards Fitness. I appreciate you putting me up as the poster boy today. It definitely made me work even that much harder, and appreciate everybody with their praise and likes and all that kind of shit. It helped me out. Some people say congratulations, like I won something. I'm like, congratulations, you get to go to Planet Shit List and do 5 miles on elliptical and then work out again second session. There's no congratulations there. That's just discipline. So I appreciate you guys though, but thank you, man.
Well, that's all you, man. It's you. I give the tools for people to do the work, but you actually did the work and you ate right and you keep going and keep doing that. And I'm going to have your 205 live contract ready for you along with my WWE scholarship.
I can't wait.
I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to school to be a janitor. That way I can main event Raw.
Excellent. And, we'll see which way things go after the pay-per-view with Heyman and Bischoff. I don't have any idea how that's going to work, of like a walkout of a reset the needle, but we'll be here to cover it all at hackerhameen.podbean.com. ProWrestlingTees.com is the best way to support us. Stevie Richards and Ben Hameen, we appreciate you guys. We try and keep it free on my platform, or if you're an exclusive member at Russo's brand, it helps us out too. And I know people when ask about Horseman, I just been behind a total POS, and that's me. It is on our stuff, but I just got to write the email and send the links, and I will do my best to get that out there. So heat on me if you need to. Stevie, anything else you want to plug, promote before we go to sleep here?
Just choose your program, choose your video at StevieRichardsFitness.com. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I started mixing up the technology videos along with the fitness videos. I'm pretty disappointed in Apple's laptops over the past few years, so I'm going to use my iPad Pro as a laptop replacement. I got some video editing software and other workarounds. Also this weekend, I believe, I'm shooting for it. I've prepped for it. I'm finally going to bring the chair workout video up on StevieRichardsFitness.com. A lot of people might be too limited to even do some of the 12-week or the basic stuff or the beginner stuff. So this chair workout video or chair workout series will be for you, and I'm going to make it just as affordable as the other ones. And also you have the free yoga workouts. There's a free chair yoga workout, so you can get a preview of that on the YouTube channel as well. You can go to patreon.com/Stevie Richards if you want to download and keep the yoga videos free forever. Not free. No, it's not free. That's why it's on Patreon.
I just sent the one you released to my mother-in-law, so I don't know if she's done it or not, but the chair yoga, just to get her going. All right. Cool. But yeah, guys, as we end, not in the lowest or highest energy, but if you want to join us tonight, twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman, 6:15 p.m. We'll be talking all of the Epstein arrest scandal and the earthquakes in California. So a lot of controversy surrounding both as we follow up on these stories we've been covering for a long time here, you guys. But we appreciate you, Russo's brand, sticking with us.com. Hey, Troy with the bits. Come on
We
over.
appreciate you sticking with us, Russo.
Yeah.
Brand doc.
I got it.
You said something like sticking with us.com.
Russo's brand, stickingwithus.com.
Yeah, that's it.
Troy with the bits. Come on over. Twitch.
Try with some chairs.
Yeah, twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. We appreciate you guys. Y'all infidels.